The breakup of Yugoslavia is commonly explained as the result of ethnic hatred. Ethnic divisions certainly mattered, but they had existed for decades without destroying the country. What transformed those tensions into a state-ending crisis was a debt-driven economic collapse that undermined the political compromises holding the federation together under 1974 Constitution. Created after World War I as the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, Yugoslavia brought together peoples with different religions, histories, and political traditions. Following Hitler's invasion in 1941, the country was partitioned and occupied. The communist partisans under Josip Broz Tito emerged victorious, and after the war, Tito established a socialist federation of 6 republics. Although half Croat and half Slovene rather than Serbian, Tito successfully governed a country in which Serbs were the largest nationality. His balancing act, combined with rapid development and suppression of nationalism, kept Yugoslavia stable for decades. Unlike Soviet satellite states, Yugoslavia refused to submit fully to Moscow after Tito's break with Stalin in 1948. It became a leading member of the non-aligned movement and cultivated relations with both East and West. This unique geopolitical position brought substantial Western financial support. During the 1970s, Yugoslavia borrowed heavily from Western lenders, accumulating more than $20 billion in foreign debt by 1980. The expectation was that economic growth would outpace borrowing. Instead, the global economic environment changed dramatically. Rising interest rates, inflation, and slowing growth made debt increasingly difficult to service. By the 1980s, Yugoslavia faced a severe balance of payments crisis and turned to the International Monetary Fund for assistance. The IMF's stabilization programs required currency devaluation, wage controls, spending cuts, tighter monetary policy, and market-oriented reforms. While intended to restore financial stability, the social effects were profound. Real incomes declined, inflation surged, unemployment increased, and confidence in federal institutions weakened. The burden did not fall equally across the federation. Economic disparities between republics were already substantial. Slovenia's GDP per capita was nearly twice the Yugoslav average, while Kosovo's was roughly 1/3 of it. Unemployment in Slovenia remained below 5%, while Kosovo's exceeded 30% and among young people was even higher. Wealthier republics such as Slovenia and Croatia increasingly questioned why they should continue subsidizing poorer regions. Poorer regions, meanwhile, viewed austerity as a threat to their economic survival. The result was a dangerous political shift. Economic debates became national debates. Questions about subsidies, taxation, and development increasingly aligned with ethnic and regional identities. Rich regions argued they were carrying the federation. Poor regions argued they were being abandoned. The debt crisis transformed economic inequality into political grievance. These tensions were amplified by constitutional disputes. Under the 1974 Constitution, Kosovo and Vojvodina received extensive autonomy despite remaining formally within Serbia. Many Serbs regarded this arrangement as unfair, arguing that Serbia alone had been divided internally. As economic conditions deteriorated, these constitutional grievances became increasingly potent. It was in this environment that Slobodan Milosevic rose to power. By championing Serbian concerns over Kosovo, he converted economic frustration into nationalist mobilization. Similar dynamics unfolded elsewhere as political elites increasingly appealed to ethnic constituencies rather than federal solutions. The death of Tito in 1980 removed the one figure capable of balancing these competing interests, and no successor possessed comparable authority or legitimacy. The role of Western powers remains contested. Critics argue that IMF-driven restructuring weakened Yugoslavia's cohesion and accelerated fragmentation. They also point to the rapid Western recognition of seceding republics and later, NATO's intervention in Kosovo. Following the 1999 war, the United States established Camp Bondsteel in Kosovo, one of its largest military installations in the Balkans. Supporters of this view see these developments as evidence that Western institutions became increasingly involved in shaping the post-Yugoslav order. Regardless of interpretation, the sequence is difficult to ignore. Debt produced austerity, austerity deepened regional inequalities, economic grievances reinforced ethnic politics, nationalist leaders replaced federal statesmen. By the early 1990s, Yugoslavia's economic foundation had collapsed, and with it, the political consensus that had held the federation together. The lesson of Yugoslavia is that debt crises rarely remain economic problems for long. When they collide with identity politics, they can redraw maps.